And we're back.
Yeah, weird cut.
Yeah, a little bit abrupt. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I
So
was
we
just
did
starting to record.
cut some stuff out. It was mostly grinding and going into that tent there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of silly stuff in the tent. You can feed a turtle there, and it does loop-de-loops. And they say funny things because of bad translation.
Yeah, huh?
Also, I leveled. We're level 6 now instead of level 1.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah, you have a habit of, like, leveling the second you get a chance to.
yeah. In this game, you kind of have to.
Okay.
Granted, I'm going to kick the shit out of the boss that's coming up. Oh, yeah, hunting. Breath of Fire also... I'm not sure this is the first series to do this, but it's an early one. Each of your characters has overworld abilities, except for your main character. So Bo can shoot things with his crossbow.
Okay.
And you can get meat and stuff like that. So yeah, here's Mount Fubi.
Okay.
Things are happening, but yeah. So like, crap. What were we talking about in the last episode?
We were talking about my predictions on the plot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody mention Saint Elva or Saint Elba or Saint Elvis or whatever the fuck
Saint
it was?
Eva, yeah.
Eva. Did they mention that in the black and white? Like, did that name get dropped at all?
I think your dad says it because he was a priest of Saint Eva.
Okay. Then that is not what I thought.
Okay. What did you think? I'm curious.
My thought was that people in the black and white worship the Durgan god because they sucked.
Uh-huh.
And then when you closed your eyes and you saw the vagina eye, it was like, well, time for me to do stuff, and that's Saint Eva.
Okay, I understand. That's a good thought, but not quite right. People worship both in this world right now. But the dragon god was complaining about how people didn't worship him much anymore, so Saint Eva's the new popular religion.
Right, which is why I got that thought.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like, this is another god just elbowing its way in. Like, you're the old shit. I'm the new hotness. Get your skank ass out of here.
That's kind of how it works, yeah.
Right.
I mean, granted, you can't really see either of them. You just pray to them.
Yo.
But you can directly talk to the dragon god. That's what that statue is all about.
I feel like being able to directly talk to a god would increase retention rates in its religion.
Yeah, you would think so.
Unless it's kind of like a trash god that can't really do anything.
Yeah.
Like, he's a cool bro
to be
you can
fair,
talk
he can
to.
save your game.
Reality warping, that's powerful.
It's pretty strong, yeah. In later games, you can actually get him as a, what's called a master, which changes how you level.
Okay.
Like what stats you gain and stuff. And that's actually pretty interesting. But yeah, in this game, he's just save your game and change your party members later when you get the ability to.
I feel like save points in canon are really powerful abilities. I mean, look what the characters in Undertale can do with it.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like 2 characters in JoJo where that's their stand. And
Yeah.
they are tough.
Yes, they are.
Being able to reset to a guaranteed safe point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no wonder these heroes go up against the odds. They just get as many tries as they fucking want.
Yeah, well, in this game, if you die, it's not technically game over. You actually just get sent back to your last save point, and they say, please be careful on your journey, and you lose half your money. Half your carried money, which you can actually store in a bank.
So it's got a little Dark Souls-y to it.
A little bit, yeah. Now, there's no lore reason for it, but yeah, that is a thing that happens.
Okay.
So here's the thing that ate that guy's kitty.
No, herpes.
Yep. They ain't wearing anything.
No, he's naked herpes.
Seems to happen a lot in this game.
Yeah. I can see why you like it so much. Ooh.
Hey now, I like clothes too.
No fair, I want that one.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
They have character. Like, the first boss has character. It's amazing.
No, Pooty wants that one.
Pooty wants that one.
Pooty. Yeah, I recently went through Dragon's Dogma, and that game is chock full of harpies, but they're like the more feral-looking harpies.
Oh, yeah.
Like the ones that at rest
ones.
have a bird silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, weird human-animal hybrids. And okay, this is actually really hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
That's actually awesome.
I love that.
Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And let me guess, Bo gets all salty that no one's coming after him.
Sadly, no. He doesn't say anything. They just try to kill these things.
That is unfortunate.
That one was supposed to say something, like the first one was supposed to say something, but I killed it too fast.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's eat without fighting. I think she was probably saying, we shouldn't be hurting each other, guys.
Wait, this is dumb.
Yeah, it's amazing that they actually like gave more character to this first boss than they did to just about all the characters in Breath of Fire 1.
Yeah. That's fun. It's a sign that the writers are having fun with it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff in here that's pretty clear about them just messing around and having fun. Could it be that Susie was eaten by those guys? Hope not. We better hurry and find her. Oh no.
Let me guess, that rock is Susie.
Yes. No.
Okay.
No, that rock is important, but it's not Susie.
Well, I figured it was important. It's one of like the few objects clearly in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, fuck Deus Ex Pils filters. Like, it exists in the stage. It has to do something.
Exactly.
If it didn't do anything, it'd be part of the geography.
Yeah.
It's like setting up D&D tiles and then placing something on them. It's like, yeah, we know that's something.
Uh-huh. Unless you're doing Roll20 and then you just want to make things look a little better.
I guess.
Like more lived in and stuff.
Yeah.
Doop. Doop.
Oop.
One of the better lines in the game is coming up. Oh, that just ruined the entrance there.
Oops.
But it also opened up a new, quicker path. Yep. This is a lot of responsibility, but I can handle it. It's
we
like,
made a
what a weird
shortcut so
thing
long
to
as
say.
what you were doing wasn't in that cave.
Yeah.
Fuck that cave.
Yeah. I mean, you aren't going to get the great spring water anymore, but whatever.
Unless you're going from the back.
That's true.
The joys of two entrances.
Mm-hmm.
We have spares.
Hooray! In case one of them gets destroyed by a giant boulder.
Kicked by a dog.
Yep. I think I screwed up the layout of this at this point, but whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that much.
There's a lot of random battles in this.
Yes. Yeah, the random battles in this game are ridiculously numerous. One of the higher random battle rates in any game.
Does this game have a way of turning off random battles?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not exactly. You can lower their rate with either an item called smoke or a spell called smoke.
Okay. That's not the best, but it's still useful.
It helps.
Like, I think that's actually one of my favorite things in games with random battle encounters, that you can find something or learn something that can turn them off.
Yeah.
Like, the most obvious is
nice.
Repel in Pokemon.
Yeah, and I was thinking the Moogle Charm in Final Fantasy VI.
And one of the few things I remember from Final Fantasy VIII is that's one of the big reasons to get Diablo.
Oh, yeah.
Is he teaches
no
you.
encounters.
And then in Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, once you get, like, I think 3 megas on your team, one of your hacking skills is just turn off random encounters for a zone.
Well, that's pretty ni's.
Because at that point,
that would be especially useful for our Let's Play.
Yeah. Oh god, once I get to that point, when we finally come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's very useful, because if you don't need to level up, and you're already way stronger than everything else in the area.
Yep.
Like, that's why I think Repel is probably the best one.
Yeah.
Because while it says on the tin, it prevents wild Pokemon encounters, what it doesn't say is, so long as your party is of a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a level 1 in the front of your team and you use Repel, it's not going to do jack shit.
Right.
Because the other Pokemon are going to see your team and like, pussy.
Yeah.
Come to kick your shit in.
Don't have to worry about this son of a bitch. I like the Earthbound way of doing things, where the enemies run away from you, or if you're strong enough, you can just murder them and get the experience and gold and stuff.
I know there's a couple of games where you can encounter enemies in the like you see the enemies moving around in the overworld.
Mm-hmm.
If you're of a high enough strength, you just auto kill them.
Yeah, like Earthbound, that's what I meant. Have you not played Earthbound?
It has been a very, very long time.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, it's actually, it holds up surprisingly well.
Huh. Well,
like, I've been playing some of the games from my childhood, like this one, for instance, just to see which ones hold up as well as, if I like them as much as I did before.
Yeah.
And Earthbound, I actually appreciate more now than I used to, which is a sign of a good game.
Yeah, definitely. I remember recently, in the last couple of months, I put together my top 10 favorite of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back, and any of them that I haven't played in like the last decade, I replayed just to see if they held up, just like what you're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a couple that were on the top 10, and I replayed them and just...
I should probably do Xenosaga again, because that was on there, and I'm really shaky on whether it should be or not.
Yeah.
Granted, that was my number 10 spot for that reason, but yeah, we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, I saved my number 10 for pure nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. Something that's not necessarily good, it's just you really like it because...
Yeah.
One game that I was surprised that didn't really hold up as well as I thought it would was Final Fantasy VI, because that used to be my absolute favorite game of all time. And it's got a lot of really great moments, and the characters are decent and everything like that. The music is fucking gorgeous, but it doesn't have the punch that it used to.
Yeah, well, that's another one of those games that I feel like is very effective for its target audience.
Yeah.
Like, the Final Fantasy series, I've come to fully realize, and I've finally come to terms with this myself, the writing and the stories are very good to, like, middle and high schoolers.
Yes, definitely.
Like, once you get a firmer grip on story structure and tropes and cliches and character motivation and the more nuanced stuff, it's like watching a middle school drama play. It's just like, oh, all of you people are children. Yeah.
Like, I did not at any point when I had a Super Nintendo primarily think that this game was better than Final Fantasy VI, but now I actually do. Because I appreciate this game's story and characters and like just the way it's structured and everything a lot more, because it's a lot more mature than Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And I mean, you haven't seen a whole lot yet, but you've gotten a taste of it.
Yeah, I got a little taste of it. That first bit is just so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's really strong.
Yeah, like, Final Fantasy VI has a better spectacle.
Yeah,
because you start
definitely.
You start walking across that open field in the mechs.
And it's gorgeous, and the music's fantastic, and yeah.
God, I can still hear it playing in my head right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's doing mode 7. And you have those fights first on the mechs, then off the mechs.
Yeah.
And then that game is so chock full of like really big spectacle set pieces. Like, you have like Shadow and Mog are really cool. You have you have the floating continent, you have the tower at the end.
Oh yeah. You have the huge twist in the middle. Yeah,
the huge twist in the middle. You have rescuing, which is it, Mog or Shadow that's hanging off the cliff? I remember it's one of the two.
Mog in the beginning, yeah. You're talking about in Narsh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's Mog.
Okay.
You can either rescue Mog or get the gold hairpin from Lone Wolf.
Yeah. I remember both of them you can either lose or push back when you get them for one reason or another.
Yep, that's true.
And I just forgot which one was from pulling them up from falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, suplexing the train. Like, there's a lot...
Which is hilarious.
There's a lot to remember in that game.
Yep.
It's just the moment to moment, and when you finally plot out the story, it's just like...
Yeah, I mean, there are some really good moments in the story itself, too. But, like, if you talk about the story as a whole... It's basically just Star Wars.
Right.
Like, the first half is Star Wars, and the second half... I do appreciate the second half more than I do the first, just because it's picking up the pieces after everything goes wrong.
Yeah,
which is something that you don't see that often.
Yeah, minor spoiler for people... Well, not minor spoiler, but spoilers ahead for people who haven't played Final Fantasy VI. The villain wins.
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Which you don't see things do. It's like the whole point is to stop the villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why I like One Piece a lot, because there's a bunch of points in One Piece where the villains win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their plans come together, and then it's just like unraveling the aftermath.
Yeah, it's like, okay, how do we deal with this now?
Yeah, there's something really interesting and fascinating about stuff where, like, no, there were no meddling kids. They got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck do we deal with it from here?
Yep. A cockroach.
Damn, that's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, it sure is.
Well, he can deal with it.
Yeah, I like that that pot and the fire going on in the middle of his broken down home. And I'm just fucking around right now.
I guess we better deal with these bugs.
Yeah. And it is just as many.
And those are straight up giant cockroaches.
Yeah.
Fucking Fallout
another
3
thing
in
about this game, and its mechanics and stuff. It's not the best battle system in the world or anything, but each character has a special ability that is unique to them. Kind of like Final Fantasy VI.
I was about to say.
But like a little more circumstantial. The main character has one called Guts, where depending on what your Guts stat is, I'll explain that later. But anyway, depending on what your Guts stat is, you can actually heal some health for free. I mean, well, it takes your turn, but you heal it without using AP or anything like that.
Okay.
And Bo has one called Shot, which is really interesting because it's either this thing does 1 damage, or it takes all of their hit points away. It's an instant death move at the very beginning of the game. It's really weird. Like, there's a lot of mess in this game, and that's one of the things. Like, another one, Kat, the character who comes later with no pants, she has one called Dare, which makes sense for her character until you realize that the evade command, or the evade stat, doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't actually function because this game is broken. So what it's supposed to do is direct enemy attacks toward her, and then her high evade stat makes it so that they don't hit her. But what it actually does is it directs enemy attacks toward her, and then she dies because she's a fucking squishy piece of shit. Like, she has very few hit points and really low defense, but she's ridiculously fast and strong.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah. So now, little piggy, let's take off this bothersome collar and boil you. By the way, old man, we're looking for a pet. Are you insinuating that I ate a dog or a cat? How rude, I haven't eaten one lately. And the pig gets red. ... Let me see that collar.
Okay.
Told you there was a twist.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is. Can I just have a bite of the leg?
No. You
and then he
dig
puts it in his bag. Yep. But yeah, like, there's a lot of interesting stuff. Another one that's really weird is Rand. He's this armadillo horse guy. And he has the Wake command, which is incredibly circumstantial. What it does is it does less damage most of the time. Sometimes it actually does full damage on a party member, and it wakes them up from sleep status.
Okay, so it's slapping their shit awake.
Yeah, it's slapping their shit awake, and like that's his special command, and it's really weird. That's not his overworld command though. Right. Which is actually really useful. It's a traversal thing where he rolls up into a ball and goes at twice the speed, which, as you can tell, is important in this game.
Yeah.
Since everything's really slow.
Yeah.
But
holy shit.
Yeah. Like another series that I like that I think I've talked about before. They do something similar, or at least they did until like Wild Arms 4 and 5. But it's the Wild Arms series.
Yeah, I remember that from Wild Arms 3.
Yeah, each of the characters has some sort of overworld ability that they can use. And actually, in that one, they have multiple. But I think that might have been inspired by these games.
Yeah,
like I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure the Breath of Fire games are the first ones to do overworld abilities for separate characters.
Literally, the only thing I remember from Wild Arms 3, other than the fucking awesome opening theme song,
oh yeah,
is one character has either magic or cards or something they throw, and one of the traversal puzzles is you need to break rocks and stuff, and the way you do it is you either heat it up, then cool it, or cool it, then heat it.
Yes.
And the temperature differential breaks it.
Yeah, one of the main characters, Virginia, I think it is, has cards that have different elemental properties.
That is literally the only thing I remember from that game. And I played that for a while. It's one of the many JRPGs that's like, I played this. I know I played this. I have like one or two things I remember from this. Everything else is gone. That's
funny because that's one of my favorite games of all time. Like it's one of those games with like the coolest fucking plot twists ever.
Wild Arms 3, Grandia 2, Skies of Arcadia. What else? Those are the three big ones that come to mind. I know I played them. I've beaten at least two of them. I remember like one or two things from them. And I know I enjoyed them at the time, but nothing. I got nothing. They're gone.
Yeah.
They're out of my brain.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, I might come back to them later. Like, I think Wild Arms 3 is on the PlayStation digital market.
Oh, okay, cool.
As like a PS2 classic.
Yeah, well, it is.
Yeah.
They asked, did you bathe her?
Wind!
Yeah, Windia. Oh yeah, that's a recurring thing. Windia is in Wild Arms 1 through 4. Dragon Quarter's a totally different beast. Like, most of the things from from Breath of Fire don't show back up in Dragon Quarter, and I think that's one of the reasons people hate it so much.
That's funny, because that's literally the only Breath of Fire game I have.
Yeah.
Granted, I got it for a very stupid reason.
Oh? What was that?
1 year in high school, as Christmas presents for all my friends, I went to a GameStop and I bought a ton of games on discount. And I'm just like, okay, as your present, pick one of these.
Oh.
And that was in the pile. And like, out of that, I have like Dead to Rights for the original Xbox, Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, and like a Mech Warrior game on the Xbox. And like, that's the reason I own these, because they're leftovers from that. And some like, what the fuck is this thing called? Hang on a sec, I'm looking at my shelf here.
Okay.
Where is it? Ah, there it is. Prism Chapter 1, The Dark Unicorn.
Okay.
This is
that sounds amazing.
The cover art is going to flash up on the screen in a second here. I recommend looking up the cover art for this because it's fucking amazing. It just has this old wizard on a Pegasus unicorn just blasting lightning at these skeleton rangers. They're not even warriors, they're rangers because they got like the green hoods and the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And this old man just burst through a door because I can see like a dungeon in the background on this Pegasus unicorn. He's just like, fuck your shit, skeletons. Just zapping them.
That's amazing.
And it comes with a bonus Prism comic from DC. Who is it actually in here? No, wait, it's the instruction manual.
Yeah.
And battle fairies and elves riding wolves and the dark unicorn. Oh, it's like 5 pages. That's actually kind of lame.
Hey, so the inciting incident is happening.
Ooh, shit.
Bo gets some work in the middle of the night. So you want me to break into this house?
Kilgore, I wonder if he's a bad guy.
I don't know. Get the treasures that he stole from me. Do you believe my story?
If you can't believe a guy named Kilgore, who can you believe?
Let's see, does he say it? No, he doesn't. Okay. The guy, he wants Bo to break into the house. Like, he wants Bo to break into this character's house, and the character's name is Trout. Are you familiar with Kilgore Trout?
No.
Okay, so you haven't read much Kurt Vonnegut, I'm going to guess.
No.
Okay. There's a recurring character named Kilgore Trout who's a novelist, and he's kind of the stand-in for Kurt Vonnegut.
Okay.
And these characters have like nothing to do with the character, but I thought that was interesting that the writers, like the localizers of this, thought to put in Kilgore and Trout as names in reference to... I mean, there's no way that that's just a coincidence. Like, they deliberately put in Kilgore Trout.
Yeah, because that... Like, Kilgore isn't something that you would just immediately come to for a name.
No, and Trout is not either. Yeah, there we go. Burglar broke into Trout's house, and they're saying Bo is the thief. That can't be true. No period.
I can't believe it. There's no way this is for truth.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this game. They do have pretty bad translations.
I give you a bigger job.
Yeah.
Murder
Which actually kind of comes into play later.
Ooh.
Like, I was actually happy to see, to recognize that on this playthrough. It's like, oh, they're actually kind of foreshadowing something.
Well, you saved the pig. I think it's time to go up to your next mission. Save the world!
Yeah. Oh, there's a girl. She just bumped into you. Well, better go find Bo.
Pretty big hurry.
Sure was.
There must have been a sale at Macy's.
Yes. Dragon Macy's.
It's better than the D-Mart. No one goes there anymore.
I'm sorry, Bug. I'm the one that asked Bo to go into the Trout House. The Trout House.